Hello, all you beautiful humans. In today's video, we are testing the K18 spray and mask to see how well it actually helps to prevent damage going up against 40 volume developer and bleach. But before I jump into the video, I just wanted to apologize for the kind of quality issues that I'm having at the moment. This was the first time I actually did a video in my salon suite, like as a tutorial kind of video. And so I'm trying to figure out like the lighting and the setup and all that. So I realized as I was editing that one, I have everything in this view instead of landscape, right? I put it all in portrait except for one small portion where I turned it to landscape. And then also the audio I know is really wobbly and the lighting is really wobbly too. So please bear with me. This was sort of a learning curve experience for me doing this video the first time. I know I need to get some equipment like some stands and lights and even a better mannequin, all those things, and I'm working on it, but you know, mama's on a budget, so please be patient. But either way, I think I got some valuable information into this video, so I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learned something from it. Thanks. Bye. All right, so here is my mannequin head. You can see she has quite a lot going on, a lot of variety of random things. She has been my experiment mannequin, so I got her for free, so I can't complain. I'm not sure what the actual color started with on this mannequin, how much color has been on her hair previously from other people practicing. So we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna section off a little bit under here where we can do two halves and make it, you know, one half with the K18 and one half no K18. Let's jump into it. So I've got my mannequin separated. I'm going to leave this side without the K18 and I'm going to apply the K18 to this side. And we're going to do foils with 40 volume on both. So let me get myself situated here. What you need to do before you use the K18 is to lightly dampen the hair that you're working on. So I have my little spray bottle here and it says just a light mist. Nothing too serious, right? We don't want it soaking wet. We just want to mist it through a bit and comb it. We're only doing about this section, so it feels nice and damp, kind of towel dried almost, not sopping wet. So now I'm going to spray my K18 Professional Molecular Repair Hair Mist onto the area that we just dampened down a little bit. Pick up the section and do the same thing. I don't think you actually have to use a lot. I may be using more than I need to. I will go back and look at the instructions in a moment. We'll spray this bit too, just in case I end up going down that far. All right. Actually, now that my ADHD self read the instructions, it says to apply a minimum of 10 full sprays onto the 4 quadrants. So if this were my entire quadrant, this being one full quadrant of hair, I would do about 10 to 20 sprays. It says you can do 10 to 20, so I think we're good. And then you wait for 4 minutes before doing anything else to the hair. So we're gonna let that sort of just to marinate for a bit, and then it says if you need to dry the hair, dry the hair. Her hair is already becoming a little bit dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the hair dryer, dry it, and then come back. All right, so to make this a totally fair fight, I'm going to be going back and forth with my foils. So I'm gonna pin this up a bit and pin this up. And what I mean by that, I was trying to avoid those blue bits, but hey, we're in it to win it, right? All right, try to avoid the blue because that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working from this side to this side just to make sure that on both sides that 40 volume and bleach are going to be having a fair fight all the way up so that I'm not putting like all of it on one side and then the other side, just so that there's no question about how long each foil was in each section. We've been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for this time to begin. We ain't getting any older. I kind of feel a little
touch the sky, feeling bolder.
Going all the way, going high, yeah, yeah, high, yeah, yeah. Going all the way, going high, going all the way, going up.
So let's take a look at how quickly this is already lifting. Since it's 40 volume, it's going to lift a little quicker. So I'm going to go in and take a look at one of my first foils and see what's happening underneath. It's only been about 10 minutes, so I don't expect too much to happen, but you can see where it's already kind of starting to expand a little and do its thing. You can definitely see where it's starting to lift here. So that's why we're using 40 volume, because 40 volume works rather quickly. And also if you overuse 40 volume, it can cause a lot of damage to the hair if not used properly and if left on too long. So that's why we're going in with 40 volume, in case you're curious, in case you are not familiar with the hair things. And let's take a look at this one as well. Ah, yes, we can see that lovely green that's starting to emerge from the blue that was on there. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so we're gonna let this process. It's, like I said, it's only been about, I think it took me about 7 or 8 minutes to get these on. So we're gonna let them sit for about 30 minutes and then go back in with more 40 volume just to really do some damage today. All right, so it's been about 45 minutes total, which most lighteners will tell you 45 to 55 minutes, depending on the brand that you're using, and then it needs to come off. And usually if this were a client and we were doing a double process, if that was necessary for what we were achieving, I would wash all this out with shampoo twice and then condition it and then go back in to apply the second lightener. But since our girl here, she doesn't care, we're gonna cheat. I'm gonna wipe the lightener off of each foil with a towel and then reapply fresh 40 volume plus lightener.
We've been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for this time to begin. We ain't getting any older. I kinda feel a little younger.
Going up, going out, going all the way, going high, yeah, yeah, high, yeah, yeah. Going up, going out, going all the way, going high, higher. Going all the way, going up, going all the way, going up, going all the way, going high, higher.
So just on a side note, I am so antsy about this. I never just leave foils for 45 minutes. So this is a struggle for me right now. And I can see them getting poofy. Can you see the poofiness happening? And I can feel the warmth. So I'm over here watching videos right now because I don't have another client at the moment. So this is kind of like me waiting to see what sort of disaster will befall this hair. Is just going against everything in me. Let's see what's happening. Oh, it's hard to see through the camera. Okay, it's nothing too scary is happening right now. We're gonna let it process for the whole 45 minutes. Oh, let's tuck all this back in and we will see what happens. I'll be patient. All right, it's time for these foils to come out. First impressions on this side, those really kind of looking a little sad on the bottom, but it is hard to tell when all of that product is still on there. So we're going to get this shampooed out. And yes, here I go again. Wait for it. There go my hands right into that 30 volume and lightener. But it's okay because we're getting ready to wash it anyway. So here she is shampooed out. No conditioner of any kind yet. This side definitely a little tangly, a little breakage, a little noodly. And the other side also a little tangly because girl's been through a lot. So on the K18 side, I'm going in with the mask, just a small amount for this small section. And I'm doing it on the stand so I have a little more control, because the K18 mask, once you apply it and comb it through, it actually stays in. And so we're not rinsing that out, but I did put conditioner on the other side. And now I'm going to go rinse this conditioner out. Just a basic salon conditioner, nothing fancy. Going in for the blow dry. And one thing I did notice for sure as I was drying both sections here, the side without the K18, the brush was definitely hanging a little bit. It was kind of sticking, right? Not going for a fancy blow dry here. The point is just to see the texture of the hair. But so yeah, the side without the K18 definitely feel that kind of grip on the brush a little bit more, and it looks a little frizzier too, right? So then going in, blow drying the K18 side, notice that the brush would glide through a lot more easily and feels better. And keep in mind also, I didn't use any other kind of products. A lot of times when, we're styling our clients, we're using other products based on their needs. So sometimes those products can help add shine or seal those cuticles down. So this is just K18 and regular conditioner, and that's it. All right, so let's talk about this. So this side is the side I did not use the K18 on. It definitely feels a little rougher. Not as much damage as I thought would happen. I don't know if that's just because I use a really good lightener, but it definitely feels dry, and it definitely was a little stringy. You can let me get you back centered here. It's hard to work with just two hands. You can see, the ends. There's a bit of rough things going on there, right? And then we have the K18 side, which, I mean, you have to feel this to believe this. It feels so much better. So let's get her turned into the light. I feel like you can see the shine more on this side for sure, right? So let me brush it a little more smooth. I know these lines are making me crazy too. This mannequin's head is weird. Anyway, if they weren't making you crazy, they can now. So yeah, so you have like, this just has, look at the shine on that side. So much more shine. And even you can tell like the way the brush wants to go through, it kind of hangs on here. Well, maybe you can't because you're not holding the brush, but do you see how much easier it is? Like it wants to get stuck there, and here it just glides right through. So definitely this side, oh my God, like this side feels rough. It feels like chemically treated hair that's been through things. And then on this side, it just feels good. It just feels better. And you can see, like she's still got some split ends, of course, but you can see like even toward the end, as much as that hair has been through, right? Let's make sure we're in the same light. I mean, you can just see it even when I turn her around. So, oh, that damn blue. All right, so I have issues with that blue. So definitely makes a difference. I didn't get it to be gummy the way a lot of people do in these videos, but I do think it's valid to try something like this so that you can see what it would actually do on your clients, because your clients have hair that has been processed several times. And that's what we're trying to help here, right? We're hoping it helps. And it definitely does. It definitely makes a difference. Oh gosh, this feels so rough compared to the other side. That's wild. So my final thoughts on this, I think like definitely, even though it's not as dramatic as some of the videos I've seen where they've literally melted the hair to no end because they've processed it 3 or 4 times, you can really see how dry and kind of brittle it is on this side. Now keep in mind, I didn't use any other products, right? So it's really easy to glue a client's hair together with products and say, oh, it'll make it shiny and whatever. But ultimately, if the hair integrity is not there, it's gonna make it harder to style. It's gonna, you're gonna keep getting more and more split, more and more sad, dry hair. And it just feels dry, right? So I definitely, I am like really shocked that it feels so much better. Even on the underneath where I sprayed, where we didn't even process, like that feels like new hair, right? It just looks shinier all over. But you can see how much healthier it is all the way down. And it's about keeping the integrity of your client's hair, right? Because it can be a beautiful blonde, but if it's on the floor because it's falling out, nobody cares. So I think if you're going really blonde or doing a lot of processes, or even clients with fine hair, I think this is a brilliant product. My concern is just don't go in because you have this product and start, over straining your client's hair. It's always about the integrity of the hair. And you saw this hair is a good example because 40 volume twice, right, for 45 minutes both times, you would think that you would have a really, really pale, like inside the banana peel blonde here. And we did not get there because I don't know the history of this hair. You see all the reds in it, but they're also like, look at those white hairs. They're dark. I imagine that this was a, like a found hair or not. I can't remember what it's called, but look at like the dark colors. So I don't know if there's already been color on it, if it's just a mannequin that's made up of like a bunch of random hair colors on top of the madness that I've done under here, right? And so sometimes it's just not going to lift to that pale yellow. Now, of course, I didn't do a toner or anything else like that, but my whole point is make sure that anytime you're doing any kind of chemical to your clients, you are being mindful and you are making good choices. And then in addition to that, using amazing products that are going to make their hair happy, which will make them happy, which will also make you happy. All right, that's it, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you soon.